connection.
1, 2, 3.
What's up, YouTube?
Hey man,
How are you, senor?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing great, brother. I miss
Nice to
you.
see you. I miss you too.
Did you?
Yeah, little.
I mean, I just saw you.
Konti lang.
Basic konti lang. And guys, before we start, we have a guest well known in the Philippines. If you have been around
Famous.
the Philippines,
famous.
you probably know him already.
We have a celebrity here.
He's a
today.
celebrity.
Come on.
He will be the one introducing himself. But here on the studio just from... No, before we go. Welcome to the #1 podcast in the
Number one.
Philippines.
Yes, my boy. Yes.
Yes. Round of applause for our guest.
Congrats, guys. Congrats.
How are you, Fabio? How are you, brother?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for
Great
having
to see
me.
you, my brother.
Yeah,
Great to see you, bro.
guys.
Great to see you. Great to see you.
Yes.
I mean, by the way, I like your shirt.
Thank you. This is actually this is the jersey of my Brazilian team,
Okay.
Brazilian football team that are representing Brazil. So we've been doing quite well lately. So I said this is the best time for me to wear it.
I don't like his
Soon
shirt.
we might go back to normal, you know. So I was like,
Okay, so which means...
I don't like his shirt.
Why not?
Because aqui é Corinthians.
Oh, okay. He's from another team. He's from another team. But I actually like, I support, Palmeiras as well.
Huh?
oh, thank
Yes.
you,
It's
thank you.
It's
You're a
a
smart guy.
rival.
But it's okay. But I support Palmeiras as well.
Yes, best team in the world.
But
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But brother, just before we start, once again, thank you so much for making time to
Yeah, of
come.
course.
And to the podcast. We were waiting for this time, and luckily, it happened on a good
Of course.
day.
And no. Fabio, it was so nice when I first come to him. Said, "Of course, man, let's do it. Let's see. I'm in." So it's nice when that happens, and we feel good about what we're doing here.
Exactly,
Thank you so
exactly.
much, man.
Because that just show like other brother helping us around here, getting
course.
into other places that we don't have a space yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is what I believe, you know, we rise by lifting others, and, you know, I love joining podcasts, sharing a lot
That's
of, you know, stuff, not just about my life, but about, you know, life and culture, art, music, entrepreneurship, which is what I'm kind of into now lately. And I'm sorry, actually, because the first time you invited me, I had confirmed to you guys, but then I had to cancel. Something happened.
That's okay, man. We understand.
Yeah, but then now I'm here. I'm happy to be here
Of
with you
course.
guys, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
before we start, who's
Yeah.
Fabio?
Fabio Ide is this Brazilian-Japanese guy who came to the Philippines and fell in love with the culture, the people, the landscape, and decided to stay here in the Philippines and kind of become a Filipino by heart.
By heart, yeah.
So this is Fabio Ide right now, I would say.
When is the first time that you came to the Philippines?
So I came here first time in 2006.
Wow.
Yes, I came here first time in 2006 as a model for Mercator models back in the days. Fell in love at first sight with the people, its culture, everything. I was like, damn, this is like Brazil in Southeast Asia. Because I had just come from like Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, which I love it as well. But I didn't feel the same vibe, the same energy. So I was like, when I came here, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm in Brazil, but I'm
Yes.
still so far from home, right?
Yes.
So I was like, I could live here. I could maybe try to have a life here. And, you know, I kept putting that in my mind. And I was like, okay, so I was just using the law of attraction. Like, okay, work hard, make it happen, meet the right people. Like, I was just like repeating over and over to myself just to like, you know, pressure myself. Okay, maybe this is it. Maybe you don't have to keep traveling every 3 months, going to a country. And then things just started to happen. For me, I came here as a model first in 2006. Then I left. I moved to LA. Then I went to South Africa and Cape Town.
Oh,
I lived in 13 countries before as a model. So every 3 months I was moving back and forth. But then in 2010, when I came back for the third time, that was the time I was offered a job in GMA as an actor for my first show here called Comedy Bar. So, and I couldn't speak Tagalog. My English was okay. So I was like, no, just go to the casting, see what happens. I'm like, man, am I doing this, right? So I went there, and then like I had all these guys looking at me, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, just do something funny. Like, I'm like, oh my God, what is something funny, right? My heart was like, and I was like, and I remember I said a joke in Portuguese, like about Portugal, right?
Oh, yeah?
So I said a very like stupid joke, to be honest. But I don't know, maybe it was the way how I said it, and then they made me remove my shirt as well. And back in the days, I really had the six-pack. So it was like this guy with six-pack saying something completely nonsense. And then I got the job.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so... Then I started to learn Tagalog. Our show was airing for 1 year and 5 months on TV. That was the show that kind of put me in the map in the Philippines to start showbiz and start meeting people, expanding my network as an actor. And that's the time I started to learn Tagalog, started to joining workshops, started to learn how to dance, to sing. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and like I'm taking the whole so I took that path, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens, and yeah, so far I've been here for the past 14 years just doing that, acting, hosting. I got a couple of shows, couple of movies, and then slowly, I was telling you a while ago, right? I started to invest in bars, clubs, restaurants. We used to have our Brazilian restaurant here before the pandemic.
I miss it so much. Yeah. Please open up again, please, man.
Yeah, so unfortunately that one we closed. But I still have some other investments here in the Philippines when it comes to clubbing, dancing, food, music. Now we are also bringing this gin from France called Antidote. It's a gin made of grapes, very, very delicious.
We're gonna post it.
You guys.
I was just mentioning because you said, So been doing quite a lot of stuff lately, but this is how everything started, from when I came here, and I had no idea that was gonna happen, I would end up in the Philippines and have a family here, have business, have a career. So that's why I'm so
blessed.
Blessed for sure, but also very grateful for the Philippines. Philippines gave me a career. Philippines made me be someone. I took
give you purpose.
Gave me a purpose in life. 100%.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm always forever grateful to the Filipino people, to the country, to its people, to its culture, to every day just gratitude, awesome, and just keep working hard, especially now. My family got a little bigger. My girlfriend just gave birth to twins.
Oh, congratulations!
They look like 2 angels.
Now I have 3 daughters. I'm paying for my sins from the past.
I'm gonna have one. I'm already terrified. He has 3, man. I'm already terrified of having one. He has 3, and 2 of them are twins. My God,
No, good luck, brother.
We actually didn't expect, bro. It was crazy because when we went to do the ultrasound, right? So the nurse was like, I was sitting there next to my girlfriend. It was like, okay, Sir Fabio, Mom Ellen, that's the name of my girlfriend. So she started putting that thing right in the stomach to see, and then we were looking at the baby like, oh, nice. And then out of a sudden she moved to the other side.
What is this?
And then the camera, where you see the ultrasound became 2. So like, wait, there is something wrong. Oh my God, Mom, sir, congratulations, you're having twins. No, I have a goosebumps. I jumped from the chair and I was like, are you serious? Like,
You can say, are you fucking kidding?
Oh my goodness, oh my God, I jumped, and then I was walking from one side to another. I kept looking at my girlfriend was crying, and I was like, oh my God, it was crazy. And it got even crazier because I was mentioned to you also a while ago. So my babies, when they were born, they were premature. So it was like 3, 4 in the morning. I had just came back to Manila from Nueva Ecija. Iloilo. I was shooting for Iron Heart. It's a teleserie for abs-cbn. So, and then 3, 4 in the morning, my girlfriend was like, babe, I'm having this pain. I'm like, you're having pain, but you always have pain. She's like, no, this pain is kind of different. I'm like, okay. So I called my uncle, my father's brother. He's a gynecologist in Brazil. And then we also messaged our doctor here, Dr. Manahan. Dr. Manahan, this is happening. Okay, Fabio, count the contractions. So we start counting the contractions. After counting the contractions, we called the doctor. He's like, okay, rush to the hospital right now. So around 5 in the morning, I got my stuff. My girlfriend got her stuff. Went to Makati Med. I thought that we're just gonna go there. They're probably gonna give an injection after, just to keep the babies another 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks. So I left her in front of the hospital, and then when I went to park the car, she called me, babe, I'm giving birth now. You have to come up now. I'm like, what? So I go there, park the car, and I was like, oh my God, is this happening?
Yeah,
right?
so fast,
so fast, bro. So when I go up, she's already kind of laying down in the back. to do the surgery, CS, and then these nurses are coming already and putting the clothes on me. Sir Fabio, you want to watch the... I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. So I was there, and then I was like, it was one of the craziest experience of my life. Because I watched the whole surgery in front of me. Like, my girlfriend was literally like laying down here, her head was here, I'm standing up here holding her hand. They had that thing that covers her view, right?
Yes.
But me, because I'm standing,
You can't see.
I can see as in everything. And it's a CS, so I could see like everything. So it was very emotional, it was very flattering, it was very...
memorable.
I don't
Mixed
even know
emotions,
the proper word, but it was just...
Overwhelmed.
It was very overwhelming, and I was just like, like this is happening. So first Maya came out, and then after 3 minutes, Luna came out. When Luna came out, she wasn't really breathing, breathing. She was just like, and I'm just praying like to God, God, please make sure these babies are healthy, because I knew they were really premature. They were like almost 2 months ahead of, the time they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So I was just like praying. And then I see Dr. Manahan doing the, and my girlfriend cannot see that because she's laying down, but I can see everything because I'm standing here. So I just kept looking, and my girlfriend kept asking me, so what's happening? Is Luna out? Luna was already out, but I couldn't tell her because I could see what was happening, right? So I just kept on praying, and then out of a sudden, the baby, Luna, yeah! And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Amen,
but then they just got the babies, they put it in the...
Machines.
In the incubators, and then straight to another room. So we were in Makati Med for 50 days. Yeah.
50.
50. Yeah. So we were there for 50 days with the babies, making sure they're okay. And as a father, you're just like every day like praying and like making sure everything's okay. But then you ask the doctors because I got anxious. I'm like, okay, so what's happening? Are they getting better? Yes, Sir Fabio, they're getting better, but you have to be patient. So, that waiting game, like kept on like I just kept on praying, and like it was crazy, but like now thank God they're healthy, they're good, they're home. So we had a happy.
How old are they
now? They just turned 8 months now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 11 of April. So
how did you feel when you get the discharge? They are coming home tomorrow.
I cried. It was very touching. We even have a video that I posted on Instagram back in the days because all the nurses are outside clapping. Like
There you go, man.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. It was like a test, like for you to see you as a man, as a father, as a human being, like the things that sometimes God put us to go through. That when they say that what doesn't kill you make you stronger, right? So I look at it as like something like that, like. Especially for my girlfriend, she was so strong. Like she was so strong. She had just given birth, and to go through all that kind of, to all my friends as well, my family who supported us. My parents flew 1 day before Maya, because Maya came out first. Maya came out after 35 days. Luna came out after 50 days because we had twins, right? So one was stronger, yeah. So one came out first. So it was actually good because then we had some time to prepare and create a system with her. And then when Luna came out, then everything went, okay, let's do this. Let's start from zero again. Like now they're home. Now So it was very challenging, but it was. I think it was part of the process. Like that really had to happen to put us like in the right path. But yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was really.
What
crazy.
is the lesson that you learned from this?
Well, I learned so many lessons. I think the first one is to...
I know because I'm going to go through the same thing, so I want to know what you learned so I can apply.
I think the first one is to really like, we put God in front of everything. Like, if it wasn't for him, like, I don't know what would have happened.
Yes.
We were just like the month of praying and like, commitment to, to everything that we were having there. The whole experience was really... but something that I learned as well is to never give up, even when you're really in a bad situation, because sometimes things might happen, and it can be 6 months, 7 months, even with 9 months. Sometimes things can happen, but I think first is really the support between you and your wife. That's very important, as a couple to be there for each other no matter what, because sometimes you'll be the one having a bad day and she'll be the one to like be the stronger person, and then sometimes vice versa. So the commitment and the just helping one another, as a couple, I think that's very, very important. And family, of course, right? Like family, they have that expression like blood is thicker than water.
What? Yeah.
Because when you really see your little one, they're going through a tough time, and you're just like, oh my God, you know, like
I think as a father, you don't want to see your kids going through that.
It's the worst feeling in the world because you can't do anything for them, you know. Like that's why my girlfriend's Swedish, so we call our daughters because of after what they went through, we call them little Vikings because they're little fighters. You know, they had to really fight for their lives, and yeah, it was a crazy experience. But yeah, I think it's more like, you know, trying to send a message to people, especially to the parents out there, that, you know, when sometimes things go wrong, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, you know. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just commit to, you know, being a father, being a mother, and commit to your kids, you know, and everything will fall into place, you know. I think that's the most important thing I would say.
Would you do that over again?
If I could choose, definitely not, because I think I learned my lesson from the whole experience. Even now, sometimes Ellen and I, people are like, "Oh, you should try for a little baby boy now." I'm like, "Damn, you know, we can practice, but like."
Do you want the boy? Do you want the boy? Do you want the boy?
I mean, would be awesome to have a little Fabio, you know. But we had so many complications during the pregnancy with my girlfriend that I don't think it would be healthy for the baby and even for my girlfriend at the moment, you know. So it would be a very, very risky pregnancy if ever it happened, you know. Of course, I'd love to have a boy, but being realistic, you know, like when you think about it, like, you know, it's going to be a little dangerous, I would say, you know. So,
usually, like they say, like, I mean, the daughters, they're always on the dead side, right? So I think...
hope so much.
They become daddy's girl.
Yeah, they become daddy's girl, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you hope so?
Yeah, I mean, my nieces, they're much more attached to the parents. Even if they're separated, they're much more attached to the fathers. And they listen to the fathers more.
Yeah. So I think,
yeah,
you will be fine. Don't worry.
You're next, man.
Yeah, next. I think I'm going to have a boy. I want to have at least 5 boys.
Thanks for sharing, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for listening. You know, like actually, I haven't really said that to many people, but I just felt comfortable sharing with you guys.
Thank you.
No, we appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it.
It was a very challenging moment, and now I just look at it as a positive thing, you know, that happened in my life.
Sorry.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. Now about making another little Fabinho. Let's see about that.
Let's see.
I was expecting at first that one of the girls would
one
be...
boy, yeah, that would be...
Because we actually were talking about it. Let's just wait and make it a surprise. I said, no, let's just, you know, it's because it's too much anxiety, waiting, and you want to make the room for the babies, right? So, and then we did the test that you actually can find out what it was. So the doctor said, you want to know? I'm like, okay. So I thought maybe it was going to be one boy, one girl. That would be like, you know, the...
I think he was in the same situation. You didn't want to see, right?
I didn't, but nobody around us allowed us. No, I want to see my sisters, my mom. I want to know. Okay, fine.
I wish life could be like old days, you know, when our parents, they had us, they didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl. I remember like my mom, she would buy girls' clothes and boys' clothes, and when it comes out, okay, it's a boy, just give to the family.
Much simpler, right? And easier.
Yeah. So I think it was like, a bit more excited too.
Yeah. And now, one girl, a twin, your family. How do you conciliate your busy career with everything? Because I know it takes a lot of our energy to be a father and to be a husband, to be there, like you said. How do you conciliate, man? And all the business that you're going through, your career as an actor here, a celebrity. My God, I gotta learn from you.
No, in the beginning was really because of what happened. Like I was really taking the time to spend with my girlfriend and to the babies, make sure they were okay. Because
took a sabbatical.
Even when we brought them from the hospital, we didn't know anything could happen anytime. So we're just observing, going one day at a time. But then eventually, of course, because of the business, I was just working from my phone and trying to get things done. Unless it was something very, very important, then I would just excuse myself and tell my girlfriend. Then we got the yayas to help us and stuff. My family was here. But I just try to create I have a system that I create for myself, which each day has a purpose. Okay, this day I take care of this business. This day I take care of another business. This rest of because my babies sleep around 6 p.m. they sleep already until all night. They wake up around 12 to feed, and then they sleep again until 5 a.m., right? So, and they wake up really early. So what I do, I usually wake up around 6, 7 in the morning, and then I play with them until 9 a.m. And then this is the time I really spend and bond with them. And then from 9 to 12, I just try to, make phone calls, emails and stuff. And then try to see what I can do just by fixing online. And then after 12, I have lunch. That's the time I go out. And then I do my meetings. And then right now, I'm not shooting for any show at the moment. I'm just really focused on my business right now. So we're opening a new restaurant now in Pasig, in Arcovia, called Vibe Dampa, that I told you.
I will be there.
And then I'm busy now with the gin that we're bringing. We just have, actually I would like to invite you guys. We have a festival, a music festival happening on May 18. Rojas Boulevard, Palacio de Manila. If you guys are free,
nice.
You guys are my guests to stay with us.
We're definitely going to be there.
I got you guys covered. You just come. Akong bahala sa iyo.
Yeah.
So, walang problem. And then on May 22, we also have the grand launch of Antidote Gin, our brand that we brought from France. So if you guys are free as well, I would like to invite you guys. It's gonna be fun. So and right now, we're just trying to fix everything. I just came back now from Palawan, from Puerto Princesa. We had the launch for Happy Hotels app, which is a travel aggregator app that I endorse as well. So I just try to conciliate everything, especially now that babies are healthier and they're, But at first I was just really focused on them, and then now I'm just really putting more time in my business, my career, and then just trying to make things happen. But I think it's nicer when you kind of create a system for yourself, so you can really have that word in Tagalog, magulo, diba? Magulo is it's all over the place. So everything has each time has a purpose. You still go after your goal, but Tuesday I have a podcast. After here I have a meeting for the tequila. I have a meeting for this. You know what I mean? Then when I go home, I try to also spend time with my girlfriend. When she's, we cook, we sit down, we have a glass of wine, we play pool. We just try to chill, relax. And then weekends is the time that, especially now because of the launch that we're having, that's the time I travel and I do my stuff. So I just try to balance. The time should go for the kids, for my girlfriend, for the business, because I still have to provide, right?
Yeah.
My girlfriend has a really good job, but she works from home. She only needs Wi-Fi and internet. Me, I have to be in the field. I have to be meeting people, networking.
That's how business works.
This is how I do my stuff. So it's a little more tiring, but that's how I do it.
Yeah, it's nice. I love when people have full life, man. That's the purpose. What can you say to people that is lying down in their sofas, watching TV, scrolling to Facebook? What can you say to those people?
Well, there are a lot of people actually who are just scrolling down in the couch and making millions, right, with crypto and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could be like that. Why didn't I invest earlier?
Yeah, I was with a friend yesterday. He's doing trading. Yeah. And he just showed me yo, I just made $2,000 just in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I will remake my question. For those people who only scroll without,
I was just making fun, but I don't know. I believe life is short, right? Life is short, and especially regardless if you have kids or not, once you have a goal, you have to go after a goal, because dreams do come true. But for those who really fight, and for those who really make actions. I love the law of attraction because of that, right? But some people say, oh, you just keep saying the same thing, you repeat 10 times, you write down 10 times, it's gonna happen. Nah. But then you're just at home watching Netflix. Come on, it's not gonna happen.
That's what I meant.
I'm sorry, but it won't. You have to go. You have to go out there, and you have to make action. You have to put yourself in a synergy of energy that you attract those things for you. You have to create the path. You have to, you know what I mean? You can't just be there and expecting things to happen, because it doesn't work that way, right? But when you go after your dreams and you go after, okay, let's do this, and a lot of things that I believe also is when you don't really plan so much, but then when you're in the spot, and then eventually you have this idea that you talk to the right person in the right place in the right time, and and you meet those people, and you put your I believe on that as well. Sometimes you have to be there, and you think it's luck, but you're attracting that. No. You put yourself in that position for you to receive that. So this is how I think. This is how I believe. Why these things are happening? Why this is what I like about life. It's just once as long as you're alive, that's it. You know?
Yeah, it's like you need to have like a
That's it.
an idea and a purpose
the
for you.
universe is there. There's so many opportunities. You just have to see what are you trying to attract. What do I want? I want to be a football player. I want to be an actor. I want to be a musician. Like, okay, what do I do? A YouTuber, yeah. But what do I do? You know, you want to do a YouTuber? Oh, let's create a podcast. You guys have one. Boom, that's it. Then the rest is like, you know, commitment, everyday things, like, you know, more people watching. Like, but you already started. You know, you already opened the door.
The right people that we have, by the way, a shout to Dinesh, man.
Dinesh is the big man. Dinesh is the big man, bro. He's the guy behind all these.
Yes. I can't say that enough, man. I'm a fan of this guy.
So, brother, and let me ask you this, right? You mentioned you coming here. I mean, 2000 back. I mean, you came back 2010, and then you got a contract. With GMA, and that is when everything started like to open in your life, right? So, after 14 years of being here in the Philippines, with what you have achieved until now, do you regret being here, or you feel that was the smartest decision, me staying in the Philippines and not chasing the 3 months contract or in each country that you went through?
That's a good question, because that's the dream. That's the dream of most of the models.
Yeah.
Traveling the world, being 3 months in each country. That's a dream. So that's a good question.
Yeah, no, it is a good question. So because at first, my dream was like, to start modeling internationally, travel the world, meet all these people, you know. And I was doing that for a while, right? Like I was doing that for quite some time, because when I left Brazil, I was 19. So after a couple of years, like almost 10 years, just traveling, and like, you know, every 3 months I go to a different country. So, but during that time, I got to a stage of my life that I was like, I want to do something bigger. I want to like be stable. I just don't want to travel every 3 months, because I was getting a little tired already. To be honest, I was getting like I want something more. I was craving for something more, right? So that was the perfect time, because see, when I came in 2010, that's the time I told you about that show, The Comedy Bar. I was here just for modeling. Maybe if I didn't do that casting that I told you for Comedy Bar,
you would have gone somewhere else.
I would have gone somewhere else, and then I would have just maybe kept traveling for maybe, I don't know, maybe a few more years, and then I would probably go to Brazil, right? And then I would be with my family, and then it would be
all memory.
Yeah.
Like all of these things that's happening in my life, or these things that happen in my life wouldn't have happened. I would have just have taken another path, you know? Like I would probably be in Brazil, married with a Brazilian girl, seeing my parents every weekend, eating feijoada every Sunday, watching my Palmeiras football team twice a week in Parque Antarctica.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, but it's okay.
No, yeah. But this is something that I think about it all the time, because, you know, that was the path I took, and there's no coming back, right? It's been 14 years. So many things happened in these 14 years that, you know, I never look back, but I always look forward, you know, like now is like what comes next. And I mean, I chose that path for my life, and you know, I didn't know what was going to happen, but now when I look back, I'm like, damn, you know, like we've done great things, right? Like, but there's more to come. Like that's how I look.
That's a big yes. It was the smart decision for him to stay here and establish himself here, right? It's a big yes.
You as a model, have you ever seen yourself as an actor, and not in Brazil, into another country?
That's actually one of my dreams, you know, to shoot a movie in Brazil speaking Portuguese, because I've done so much stuff speaking English, Tagalog, sometimes even Spanish. But my dream was to do a movie in Portuguese. And when I was in Brazil, and I told you for 2 months after the pandemic, I actually did a casting with Globo. And I was like, I was praying for something to happen there, you know. Unfortunately, I didn't get the project, but I did go there, and I did have a casting, so they know Fabio exists, you know. So who knows? Maybe in the future they're like, oh, okay, we need a
Brazilian who can speak Tagalog.
Yes, why not, right? Like, you know, that would be a dream come true for me. Like
you plant the seed there. You plant
exactly.
The seed.
I plant the seed. So, and who knows? That would be my dream for me to do a project speaking Portuguese with my own language. That would be really a dream come true for me. But for now, like, just, you know, I'm happy here in the Philippines with the family, with the business, everything is good. And now, especially after the pandemic was really, really crazy on me. Like, you know, I went through a really tough times. Not just me, I know a lot of people, but it was really a wake-up call for me, you know, to realize, okay, like, what to do next, you know. I had to reinvent myself. I had to do something like, okay, life is not that simple. You know, everything.
Tomorrow is not promised. Yeah.
Everything that I had invested, it was closed because of the pandemic. All the bars, restaurant clubs, everything was closed for 2 years. Philippines had the longest lockdown in the world, right? And then I'm also an actor, TV host. And we couldn't do any taping. They kept showing these old shows from before because we're not supposed to see people, right? So I'm like, how do I provide? How do I make money? All my savings going, like, you know, selling my car. I had to do a lot of stuff to bring me back. And then, but it was good. It was good because then I realized, okay, I have to invest in new stuff. Like I have to do stuff that if bad things happen again, at least I'm secure, I'm good. That's why I started to go and invest in the alcohol business, started to go like, okay, distribution of gin, tequila, and trying to like diversify my projects, my investments and stuff. Travels app and stuff. So it's been good. It's been good. So far it's been good. Ever since the pandemic finished, I think I'm in the right direction again.
It hit you off your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
It happened to lots of people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Let me just ask you. You talk. You talk about the gin, about the drink, the alcohol that you have. If you guys are looking to sponsor, anyway, Dennis, what's up? You know, like sometimes we do have events here. We have like 2 types of events. One is pulling string, where we kind of invite singers with the original music, and we have drinks here. Here as well. So if you guys want to sponsor us, feel free.
100%. So count me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Tennis, we already got one. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, brother.
And,
Thank you.
Is the gym good?
The gin is not good. It's very good. Very good.
That's awesome, man.
There are only 2 gins in the Philippines made of grapes. One is called Divine, which is also from France, and Antidote.
It's already here in the Philippines?
Yeah, we've been here since more than a year. Okay. We are right now in 72 places all over the Philippines. Bars, clubs, restaurants, hotels. We can also buy it e-commerce in Lazada, in Boozy Online Shop, Winery PH. So the gin is, we have 6 flavors, including 0% alcohol for people who doesn't drink alcohol or who's allergic to alcohol or who's pregnant woman.
Like you?
I don't know. I have to try. You saying I don't know, but I have to try.
I'm gonna try with you.
I promise you guys, it's very good. It's good stuff.
I mean, we will be glad. We'll be glad and super duper happy to work with you guys. So just, definitely, Tenes, and later we can talk. With you more about it. More about
Not a problem.
But brother, let me ask you this. You said you started doing that. Being an actor without even you knowing how to do it.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to adjust yourself? I know that you were already used to the camera because you were modeling, but acting is something different. So how long did you take? And from all the movies that you have done, which one was the toughest one and which one is your favorite one?
Okay, so when I started with Comedy Bar, there was this idiot board, right, that they have behind the camera. When you have a really long lines, it was kind of like hosting. It wasn't really acting. It was more because it was a comedy show, and I had my segment, Fabio the segment, which is comedy. So I didn't know how to speak Tagalog. I didn't know how to read Tagalog. But then they make this idiot board for me, and they tell me, okay, you read it the way you think it is. So
that's funny,
bro. If you watch on YouTube, you put my name Fabio the Comedy Bar. You see me like magandang hapon po and then my Tagalog is like I'm just making fun, making fun of myself actually. But that theme became not a hit, but it was trending because it was so stupid and funny that people were like, who's this guy trying to speak Tagalog like this guy?
That way,
So I was doing that for almost a year and a half on that show. And then, of course, when you start doing that for a year and a half, eventually my Tagalog started to become better and better.
It's no longer funny.
To that point, no, you're right. It wasn't as funny as in the beginning of the show. So they kept telling me, your Tagalog is getting much better now. You have to speak wrong. And I'm like, but how? I'm trying to get better. I really tried to get better here, So I was like, oh my goodness. So that was it was challenging. But then eventually, I started to learn Tagalog. I had my teacher who was teaching me proper Tagalog. So after that, I started shooting teleseries. I started making other movies. And then I started making drama, which for you to be in a dramatic teleserie, your Tagalog has to be really, really good. You cannot just be funny because people are supposed to cry. You're not supposed to laugh, right? So that was very challenging for me, especially when I had a role which we won the best teleserie in the afternoon prime time in GMA called Destiny Rose, which was a show for me that was, for me as an actor, was one of my favorite shows ever. And it was very challenging because I was in love with a transsexual, and I didn't know that that girl was a guy back in the days. So the whole story is me in love with this girl. Her name was Destiny Rose. And the whole show, I think she's a girl because she's so beautiful. She looks like a perfect girl. But eventually, I found out she was a guy. So as a Brazilian guy, macho mentality, for me, to accept the role and to really give my best as an actor was very challenging for me as an actor. It really changed my mindset. It really changed me as a human being, as an actor. It made me more confident. It made me stronger, you know, like after doing that show for that particular character. So it was beautiful. It was nice. The show was on TV for like almost 6 months as well. Usually teleseries are only 3 months, so we were on TV for like almost 7 months. So that was one of the most challenging roles that I had. It was something that I really enjoyed doing it, especially because it was challenging.
Challenging, yeah.
It wasn't just like the normal, typical teleserie. You look good, and like, hello, kamusta ka na? That was really like, you know, because I knew
more like personal too.
Yeah, because before we start shooting, you go there. It's like, and it's my bro there, my Kencha, my friend, and it's a guy like, hey bro, what's up? Oh, you're good. Yeah, okay, let's do this. And then 1 hour later, makeup. It's a girl. Like I have to forget that he's a guy, that he's my friend, and then of course there is no kissing, there is no nothing. It's GMA teleserie afternoon. They don't do that kind of stuff here. But then I was like, you know, you really have to break the ice. You really have to put yourself in a situation or in a position that you're like, damn, okay, I'm doing this, you know, like, let's do it. Like, you know. So that was the most challenging. But right now in December, have you heard about Viva Max?
Yeah.
So I just shot a movie for Viva Max. So it was a very sensual movie. It's called Higap. You guys can check it out anytime on Viva Max app. And it was very challenging as well because I had a lot of sex scenes. It's all work, it's all acting, you know, but it's also very challenging because when I got the script and I'm like, okay, oh, that sounds fun. But when you're there and you're shooting the scene, it's a different energy, it's a different level of like when you realize, when you look around the studio and you see those girls like half naked and the director telling you, okay, you do this, you do that. So I was like, damn, what am I doing? Fabio, what are you doing? You just had 2 kids, man. What the fuck? What are you doing? I'm like, okay, no.
I gotta do this. It's work.
I just love the craft. I just really love the craft. I just love acting, and I love challenging myself. You know what I mean? It's not porn or it's just a movie. But yes, there's a lot of like, you know, sensual scenes and.
Since like I mean, as you say, it's work. It is something that I mean. You eventually it will come in different type of role that you're gonna have. But let me ask you this: what about your people? Seeing that, like your wife, your brother, your mom, what was the reaction?
Well, my mom hasn't seen that. Thank God.
I don't think she would.
Mom, don't watch that. Bawal manood yun, ha? Please, don't watch that. Pero my girlfriend, she knows. She knows it's just work. And I would never lie or like, you know, otherwise I wouldn't even be talking about this in a podcast that anyone can watch. But she knows. Of course, she doesn't like it, but she understands it's work. I already explained to her how it works and, you know, how the scenes are shot. And it's just really work. For a lot of people, when you look, it might sound like a little, oh, damn, that's crazy. But when you are just there and, like, you know, you see the respect that we have for your co-actors and co-actresses, you know, the way how you talk about it. It's like 20 people watching you doing the scene. It's not like a lot of my friends, they ask, oh, so like what, bro, you get excited? Bro, I don't get excited. There is no time for you to get excited. It's just really like, I just try to be professional because you don't want to show also that you're like, you know, people, they would never want to work with you anymore, you know. You have the director there, the producer, you have your co-actress that you have to, you know, be, when you have a sex scene and you have to, you know, it's always like just try to be polite, be professional. Are you okay? Is everything okay? We have a really nice chat with the director. Okay, what is it allowed? What is not allowed? We have a plaster as well that we use while you are shooting the
movie. I don't know why people get confused.
So, you know, there's a big difference between porn and sensual. Yeah, so this is just like, you know. But it was a good experience, and I'm done.
Would you do it again?
It was the.
It's another check.
I was
It's
invited.
check.
I was invited already because the first time I did was just guesting. I just guessed it lang in the movie. I didn't have so many. This was the movie that I was one of the main guys, and then I had really a lot of scenes, like a lot of sensual scenes. So it was quite challenging. But it's funny also at the same time, like you do the scene here with your friend, and then she's like, Kuya Fabio, how are you? And then you're having coffee. Oh, okay, let's go. It's our turn. Let's go. Let's shoot. It's just like that, you know? Like, and then you go there, and the director tell, of course, what you're supposed to do, what
This
is
is the
good.
part where you feel it's professional.
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I love the way how people work here, especially for those kind of movies. Like, everybody's just very, very extreme professional, especially from the Viva Max. Oh, my God. Everyone is very, very accommodating. They make you feel very comfortable during the scene and even outside the scene. Everybody has a lot of respect for one another. The way how we communicate, the way how we speak to one another, everything is just very straightforward and it's just good vibes. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel like you're like, oh my God, like you know. It's just like, oh hey, what's up? Kumusta? Okay, let's do this. Oh, let's try to do this time a little. You know, there's a lot of like commitment and a lot of like hard working behind every scene and every meeting that we have. We just want to give the best, you know. Yeah,
that's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And brother, once again, I'm gonna get back because I like to start it like at the past for me to understand.
Of course.
How I mean when you started doing movies by that time. How was the industry for foreigners here in the Philippines? Did you already encounter the foreigners shooting movie teleseries, or you didn't find any by that time?
To be honest, because when I came to the Philippines, I was the first international model from my agency, Mercator Models. During the times, Diana Menezes, you know Diana?
Yes.
Diana was one of the first. She was the first Brazilian to come here during the time. She was shooting for It Bulaga, I think, if I'm not mistaken, during the time. So she was always an inspiration for us Brazilians who were just starting, TV and stuff. I was one of the first one to start together. Akihiro, do you remember Akihiro Sato? He was a Brazilian-Japanese guy like me who was also starting showbiz. And then he won the show Survivor. But then, unfortunately, he had to go back to Brazil, and then he ended up never coming back here. So in the beginning, I was just going slowly, taking step by step. I was just like, okay, use this time to learn Tagalog, do your network, meet people, and then when the opportunity comes, then you do your job. And my agency during that time was very, very strong. So they really had the connections for the movies, for teleseries, soap operas, hostings. So I was in the right time when it happened, because you were asking me if there were other people doing it. Actually, there was not much. And especially for the Brapanese, I say Brazilian, Japanese guys, it was just me during the time and Akihiro, but he went back to Brazil. When Daniel came, he wasn't doing showbiz yet, he was just starting as well. So it was just it wasn't really planned, but because of that show Comedy Bar that I mentioned to you, a lot of opportunities started to arrive because of that show. So I was just grabbing each one of them, and I wasn't doing so well, I will be honest with you. A lot of the teleseries, I was freaking out, I was nervous, I couldn't memorize my lines very much. I was freaking out in the beginning. But by failing it and failing it and fail it, I started to succeed. I started to, okay, this is it. Now memorize my lines. Okay, my Tagalog, okay, I have to speak like this. I started to really pressure myself. I have to do good. Don't take this opportunity for granted just because everything happened so fast. I lost control of what was happening. It was just so many projects, I was trying to entertain everything, but at the same time I was like, but wait, am I doing good? Am I a good actor? No, I'm not, because I wasn't a good actor. I was just there because, like I said, during the time I was doing modeling, everybody, oh, Fabio Ide, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't doing so well because when I look at my performance before and now, I'm like, okay, now I can, my confidence, my Tagalog, my everything. I'm not saying it's 100% because it's definitely not, but it's just so much better and improved than before. So it's a process, it's a process. And Diana was really my inspiration during the time. And it was good because moving forward, then now I can be an inspiration for other people. I want to help other people who want to start in the business. A lot of people message me, they ask questions. And I always tell them, first is really the Tagalog. The Tagalog is really number one. especially now because the networks now became so competitive, especially when abs-cbn closed. A lot of the big stars went to GMA, so there are actually not so many platforms for you to work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you really have to, when you're in the business, you have to really try to be 100%, you know, because when the opportunity comes, you have to be ready. Because sometimes the train, you only pass one time, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes some people are like, okay, I'm going to wait for another... No. There's no more train coming for you, right? So that's what I usually tell people, you know, like if you really want that, just focus on Tagalog. It's very important for you to have a good agency, a good manager behind you who's going to be working 100%, 110% of his time for you, making sure, like, you know, he put you in good positions, good castings, meeting the right people. And the rest, whatever happens around that, that's on you, you know, like it's how you are as a person. How do you, like, you know, mingle and talk to everyone and attract those, you know, other opportunities? Because that's what I love about the Philippines. I have never seen a place that there are so much opportunity. Yes. Like if you cannot be an actor, you can be a football player. If you cannot be a football player, you can be a car racer. If you don't want to be a car racer, you can, like, there's just so much, you know? If you're able to, like, grab those opportunities and, you know, and like we were talking a while ago, right? And create a system that you kind of like can give your time and give your passion and your love for those things, then you can make things happen. For sure. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, you mentioned before, I want to know more about this this driver career. So how did you start, and then
that was for the Views Cup. So
nice.
So 9 years ago they had a big competition among 30 celebrities. They had like these cars, and then they have to do like the zigzag, who has the fastest time, all that kind of stuff. So only 5 drivers would participate of the whole Views Cup Challenge League, which is like racing, real car racing for the views. So I was one of those 5 guys. And then I joined the first one. Again, started from nothing in terms of like, had no experience with racing. I had to do all those classes for with Tuazon Racing School that helped me, like, you know, create all my confidence, my techniques, my strength, my techniques, like, you know, how to do the curves, how to do the gas, braking point, all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of interesting in the beginning because I was like, damn, like how is that possible? Right? I'm racing now. like you know what I mean? I'm like, I would never have thought in my life that would happen. And then when I realized I was there, and then I did the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. On the 5th year, I won the celebrity competition, and then they moved me to promotional class, which is more competitive. Wow. It's more like, you know,
professional driving.
Yeah, more like I mean, it's still professional, but it's a different league. So you race against other people, no more celebrities. So I was doing it again for another 3 years, and then it was only last year. Last year was the first year that I didn't join. So I did for almost 9 years straight. So it was an amazing experience.
Of course, it's amazing. Come on.
It was like it was crazy, you know. I never, because even back in Brazil, I used to watch Ayrton Senna. I used to like support him, but it was never my dream to be like a car racer, you know. But then when I realized, oh, I'm racing, and then I was meeting all these people, and then I realized, damn, the adrenaline that you feel by being in the car, and by being there waiting for the lamps to go, you know. I was like, damn, I got addicted to that adrenaline rush. It was the best feeling in the world. Like, nothing could beat that feeling those seconds. Like, you know, especially during the takeoff. And I fell in love with that. So I started to do a lot of practicing as well with some guys who are really, like, you know, fast. And they've been doing it for many years. And then it was like, that's how it happened. It was just very, very fast. But it was just, you know, I got addicted to the adrenaline. But now I'm not doing anymore. I just finished. After
You're
9
a father
years,
now.
After 9 years, I
decided to retire.
Not even decided. I think because they were inviting me, they kept changing the people who were doing it. For some reason, they kept inviting me. So I did it for like almost 9 years straight. And then last year, they didn't invite me, which is understandable because usually they just use the same guy for 3 years and then they get another guy. So I was doing for almost 9 years.
Because you did well.
So I did more than I thought I would. You know, even if it was 6 years, I would be so grateful and happy. But I just kept on doing and extending for as much as I could. And then now they didn't invite me, but again, it's fine. I'm still very grateful for Toyota, you know, for all those guys, JP, Janet, and everybody who had me for those years. So
here also in the studio, we are doing kind of rotation. Next year, we're gonna rotate this guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were mentioning it to me a while ago. We're planning to change him.
I mean, they need to switch people.
We need new people.
We need new people.
Oh man,
That's awesome. Bro. I love it.
But thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing. For sharing this. And where do you get the business mindset?
bro, I study. I try to study as much as I can, read as much as I can, and I think because of the people who I was hanging out with, like, oh man, those people are like. When you talk about the table, oh yeah, this table, yeah, I have a guy who can make this table.
That's it.
In Bali. We can get it for like 50% of the
That
price.
is called
and
net
then the
worth.
other guy is like, I was just putting myself in this environment that everybody was really business mindset. I wanted to be with the people who was gonna let me grow. That's why, like,
If you want to be a shark, swim among sharks.
no, but exactly. I think that's why, because once I started to be invited to invest in this particular place and then this place and then this, some were successful, some were not. But I was like, okay, I'm in the right path and I'm in the right circle of friends.
That's why I'm partnering with this
But
guy.
you know what I mean?
Successful.
So,
Amen.
and then I just started to learn from it. Just started to learn from it, learn from this guy, learn from this guy, learn from this guy. Just kept myself in the right niche, with the right people. And all these people, they come from different backgrounds, and their expertise are from different stuff. Some are very good in like contability, some are good in marketing, some are good in entrepreneurship, some are, But once you put yourself around those guys and you learn every single day, and I'm sure they get to learn something from me as well. But it's just like when you complement each other in a way, and then you use that. Okay, I'm using all this wisdom and this knowledge for this business and this for that, and but also like a lot of reading. I love studying, I love learning new stuff every day. So I think that's very important.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what is like making business in the Philippines as a foreigner?
Yeah, that's my question.
Well, it's kind of hard, especially for paperwork and stuff. You can do it. There is a lot of different ways of doing it, through corporations, through partnerships and stuff. I think it would be much easier if I was naturalized Filipino, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Not just for the business, but also because I've been here for 15 years. I think it's time for me to...
I don't know if it's that. I mean, that's true, but I had after 10 years you can get it, no?
I mean, you can apply for it.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
But for me, kasi I'm trying to do it the proper way. And I'm trying to also explain to them why I should be naturalized, not just by saying like, oh, I live here, speak Tagalog. No, there is much more like, charity work, business work, language, having a Filipino daughter. There's a lot of things that, can contribute for that, but I'm still waiting for it. So basically, like, it's like a bill that goes to Congress, and then the Congress has to vote if they allow you to be or not. And then, of course, as a Brazilian citizen, then I will be a duo if they grant me give me the access for being naturalized, which for me would be a dream as well, because I've been here for 15 years, even more. I'm a pusong Pinoy kind of guy already, like I just love here, my family's here, my business, my career.
So you don't see yourself leaving the Philippines at all?
You mean the Philippines?
No, like
Brazil?
going out of like.
No more not. No more not. Everything I have is here, like. When I go to Brazil, and it's funny that you ask that, because this last time that I went to Brazil, it was the first time that I actually didn't feel
like home.
Yeah.
No, really, it was the first
you feel
time.
like a foreigner in your own country.
I usually go back. Sometimes takes me like 1 year, 1.5, like, but I don't know why. Maybe because it took me 4 years to go back this last time. But then when I went back, I was like, damn, it doesn't feel like home. Like, it was amazing to see my family, my parents, my sisters, but something was different, the energy was very different compared to the other times. Because before, even the smell of my room, I'm like
excited,
I'm home, right? This time everything was kind of different. I don't know why. I mean, I still enjoyed, of course, but then when I came back home, Philippines, I was like, okay, I have to see my house, to see my, my stuff, and like, okay, I'm home, So it was very weird. And I mean, we never know what's gonna happen in the future. But I don't think I will be leaving Philippines anytime soon. I'm happy here. We just had our babies, who are, my girlfriend also is she's doing quite well with her business as well here in the Philippines. She's not even Filipina, but we both chose Philippines to be our home. And I think so far we're gonna continue to be here for many, many years. Even my daughters would be like, Swedish, Brazilian, Japanese
My
speaking
God.
Tagalog. You know? And they're like, who are
What
these
is
babies?
There's a lot of culture there.
Where these babies come from, right? Like,
You know, like I mean, I asked this to Liz before. Which is the first language you want them to learn?
I think it will be hard because like now I speak to them in Portuguese already. When I'm with them, when I'm bonding with them, I speak Portuguese. When they talk to the mom is Swedish. When they're with the yayas, they speak Tagalog. Yeah, and probably in school they're gonna speak English as well. So I think it's gonna be a mix of everything, which is good.
Of course,
The more they better.
The more they're exposed with different
and their brain's
languages.
still fresh, so that's when they learn. You know, like my eldest, my 10-year-old daughter Danny. During the pandemic, I was the one studying and teaching her Portuguese. I said, "You want to go swimming?" I was like, "Okay, but we have to speak Portuguese." So we had the 2 hours class every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then now she went back to live with her mom, but now she's coming back with me by end of May. So she does online class.
Or Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese. So
Yeah, I want the same for mine. I want her to speak all the languages.
Yeah, of course. The more the better, right?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
Yeah.
It's
good.
It's nice that you mentioned that you have this long career in TV. And we as a content creators, we always see this movement of people that was working in TV. They have a career, they have a solid career in TV. But sometimes they switch to internet. And how do you see this? And do you have any plans to work in internet?
No, to be honest, I don't have any plan of working the internet. Some of my friends before, they said, "Bro, why don't you put a YouTube channel or like even a podcast?" I said it wasn't really my goal, or I wasn't really thinking too much about it. The TV business now, yes, is getting lower and lower because of the internet. Because now, before for you to be famous or for you to become an actor, you have to be part of a network.
Yeah.
But now people like with getting millions of followers just by having a YouTube channel. They do they direct their own video, they direct their own. No, but it's awesome. It's awesome because it gave so much freedom to anyone. Before it was just like you need to know someone who's going to introduce you to this producer or to this director. Now there is no such thing. Like, you know, when you're good and you can prove yourself and show your skills by having your own channel, by having your own, right? Like, so
With the phone on.
no, exactly. It gave freedom to everyone to put their skills out, to do what they love, to do what they dream of. Before it was very restrict. Now it's open for everyone. As long as you do what you like, you do what you love, you know. A lot of YouTubers, like, they were never thought about being on TV, but they're making millions.
Millions, yeah.
They have millions of viewers. They have so many sponsors. And, you know, like, you ask them, do you want to be on TV? They said, hell no, I just want to do my YouTube channel. And they're happy traveling, doing this, doing that. So I think every
They get
person
offers to go to TV and they don't. They
exactly,
refuse. Yeah.
exactly. So I think it's different for everyone. Every person has different goals. Every person has different approaches, you know. So
But we are here for you. If you need anything, we are here for
Thank
you.
you.
I mean, this is your house, brother. This is your house. Whenever there's
you for
something,
inviting me, yeah.
whenever like there's something new, you just let us know. You come,
you.
we talk,
Yeah.
and
We're
yeah,
going to
because
do content in your restaurant because we also have food content.
Yeah, we are, yeah,
And
so-
we're gonna
so,
have-
yeah, we do-
definitely-
we do food
we're
content.
opening now the new one that I told you guys, Dump and Vibe. It's gonna be Peruvian seafood. It's gonna be really good
Ooh,
stuff.
we love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
on March
Like,
18, right?
You can see that we love to eat.
No, May 18.
No, May 18 is the music festival we're
Okay.
organizing, which is main sponsor by Antidote,
Oh,
which is
okay.
the gin we are bringing from France.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on 22?
22 is the grand launch of Antidote as a brand.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
We're gonna have everything in the
I
description.
have VIP for you guys. Actually, I was gonna even tell you guys, I can maybe give you guys maybe 10 VIPs.
Please, brother.
So
please,
you guys can do a
Yeah, with
promo,
the team,
or
yeah.
you guys can do like
Yeah.
you know,
Please,
something
please.
online.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, I can give you guys for.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, we are.
That's
Thank
all.
you, brother. Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
100%.
Because I mean, the team here is big. Definitely, we will all go there. and
100%. Just let me
support.
know how many you need, and I
Okay,
got
brother.
you guys covered. That.
I
It should
remember
be
when
fun.
we were-
If you guys like electro house, deep house, gonna be
I like
really,
everything.
really nice.
Dinesh is a DJ actually.
He's a DJ.
And he's a good one.
Yeah. Starts
Yeah,
at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm gonna ask him. You're gonna have the energy.
I have.
Just come anytime, you guys. You don't have to come exactly at 1 p.m. But
If there's a bed there, I can be there.
there's a lot of couches for you to rest.
So while we will be there partying, Luis will just be there snoring.
If he's snoring for your mouth open, I make sure to put some antidote there.
Thank you.
You're gonna wake up like,
And by the way, he does. And by the way, he does. By the way,
About the gym, have you made caipirinha with the gym?
Yeah, we try making caipirinha. We have so many different kind of cocktails. Before we were doing also the bar takeover. So all the places handling our brand, we go there, we bring some models, we bring DJs, and then we do a party on that particular day, only serving antidote gin. So the establishment that is serving our alcohol, our gin, they're not allowed to serve other brands.
Okay.
So only on that particular night. So all the cocktails, we have around like 5-6 cocktails when we do that bar takeover.
One of them is caipirinha.
So sometimes yes, sometimes no. We have a menu that we serve. We show to the owners, and then they choose.
What
So-
they choose the most?
Oh,
I know
man.
because before I was a bartender in Brazil. So
What is your favorite drink to make?
caipirinha?
I know, but caipirinha is very Brazilian.
It's a Brazilian.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why.
very
Mix.
it's very authentic Brazilian. Well, people usually choose, especially because we have 6 flavors. So the one for the 17 botanicals and spices, we usually do the gin and tonic,
Oh, okay.
which is the most common one, what people really really like. And then we have another cocktail that's using the orange, which for example they use to make Negroni, which is very nice. It's an orange flavor. Even the orange itself, the fruit comes from Corsica. So all the fruits that they put together with antidote, it's not like a synthetic or artificial. It's real fruits. All the fruits are harvested in France. So they don't bring any other product from overseas. Everything is just made there, and they distill 5 times instead of 4 times. So it's a very, very clean, smooth taste. I'm gonna send you guys a bottle. You're gonna check it out.
Please, brother,
You guys,
please.
you
I'm
guys
already
will like it.
thirsty. I'm already thirsty.
Yeah. Are you a gin drinker?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I drink
you gotta-
everything, brother.
No, no, no.
I drink everything.
I drink everything.
He's a drinker. He's a drinker. Period.
Drink everything. Me and Tenes, am I right, brother?
No, you guys will like it. You guys will like it.
I mean, like yesterday, we have this friend from United States, Tagalog Kurt. He was here in the Philippines for like 3 weeks. So, I mean, we did a straight interview last night. So after the interview, we were like, what are we gonna do? He was like, I gotta go home, get my things together because my flight is early tomorrow. We were like, no. Let's go grab some beers. Bro, and we're like, it's just gonna be for like only 30 minutes. We ended up staying there for like how long? 3 hours, 4 hours.
No,
but
that's nice.
But it was super fine. And
I don't drink except for caipirinha.
Oh, really?
yeah, he doesn't drink.
Boteco used to make a really nice caipirinha there. Because we used to bring the cachaça 51 from Brazil, so it was very authentic. Actually, have you been to these other places as well? Uma Nota, they have a really good caipirinha there.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, I will go.
Yeah.
So, but they're from where's the place?
It's in Shangri-La.
Uma Nota?
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
It's a Brazilian-Japanese restaurant inside Shangri-La. That was
So here, do you guys have a Brazilian restaurant?
No, I'm not part
anymore.
of that. I'm just saying because he's asking for a good caipirinha. I'm saying they have a good caipirinha
I'm
there.
talking in general in the Philippines. Can you find a Brazilian restaurant in general? Because I have a lot of Brazilian friends and they told me there's none.
So before we used to have Boteco,
Yes, I
which
heard
was
about
like a
that.
dream come true
I heard
for
about
us.
that, yeah.
Unfortunately, we had to let it go because of the pandemic. But then now they're opening the Fogo de Chão, which is a
in
Brazilian. I mean, the Americans
Steakhouse.
bought it. Now it's an American franchise, but the whole concept is Brazilian. So they're gonna have all these 20 plus different kinds of meat, serving the skewers
in
big
Greenbelt,
buffet.
right? Glorieta, I think.
Glorieta, yeah.
Glorieta.
So that's the one I'm actually looking forward
Me too,
to.
actually.
Me too, man. Me too.
Every week we might go
Everybody
there.
we already sent I remember we already sent on the group when someone noticed. I was like, but I don't think it's gonna be now though. Maybe next year, no?
No,
No,
this
it's
year.
about to, yeah.
This year. Yeah. Hopefully this year.
Fabio asked me, "Do you think it's gonna be?" I'm thinking about the prices. I'm thinking if it's good or no.
I think it's gonna be expensive.
I think it might be a bit.
Yeah. I mean, for the Philippines market, I think it's gonna be.
Yeah, 100%.
Good. I think it's gonna be.
But if it's good, it's worth it because
we're talking about it's also in Glorieta,
very near.
Yeah.
It's just
Makati.
Makati, and But I mean, I'm excited as well.
I'm excited
I'm
too.
excited because I like Brazilian food. Though.
Or you can just make barbecue at home as well.
Yeah, we did on Sunday.
we have a good source of picanha from a good friend of ours, and then we just buy it, then make barbecue at home as well. Buy some beers. That's fun also,
Yeah, he what?
Can save some money.
Was it good?
Yeah, I was at his place.
Come on.
But I mean, it was good just because of me. I'm the one who cooked. No. I was just kidding. He was the one cooking. Hey, what do you want to say?
Good or no?
it was missing some salt.
Oh, really?
No, just kidding. No, it was good. It was good.
Oh, okay.
No, it was good. It was good because like there was this girl, Brazilian girl. I mean, she brought some Brazilian salad. There was this girl from Venezuela. Dominican, sorry. She brought some, I mean, food from Dominican as well.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, we were just...
He's the only one who brought nothing.
Oh, really?
I'm the one who brought this. I bought the steak. I'm the one who bought the meat.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
What'd you say?
It was very good.
You see? Actually, and you know what? Like, he told me, oh, don't bring a lot. And when I brought, he was like, oh, you should have brought more. I'm like,
that's it? Yung lang, come on. Grabe.
I was being courteous, you know. You should not. I know I brought a lot.
but I mean, anyways, yeah. So, brother, let me ask you this, right? As you said, there are some other foreigners that reach out to you asking for advices, and we know how modeling is in the Philippines, like especially like
competitive.
Yeah, competitive. And let's talk about like the more Brazilian coming to the Philippines as a model. So for those that are watching, they don't have an idea on how the business work. Like, what advice would you give to them? Because when we leave our country, we might live with different expectation, and when we come here, the reality is different. From your own experience, what advices would you give to them?
I think, like I mentioned a while ago, I think the most important is to really have a good agency that's gonna really back you up for whatever happens. Because I see a lot of Brazilians coming to the Philippines lately, and they're all trying to be freelance, and some of them are complaining because they don't get paid or it takes too long, which is very common here in the Philippines sometimes for payments and stuff. But then because they're freelance, there's no one to actually back them up. You know what I mean? Like, so this is something that I usually tell them. If they come here for the first time, usually it's nicer for you to start with a good agency, a good manager who's gonna really represent you and try to sell you as much as they can for good companies, like for print ads, commercials, fashion shows, advertorials, and that kind of stuff. Some, they still prefer to do the shortcut, which is like the freelance thing, but it's quite hard sometimes because especially when you're new here and you haven't really met the clients, you don't have the network yet. So it's kind of tricky. It's kind of very challenging to do that at first. But that's the biggest advice I would give to them. First, to try to know as much as you can from the people who have been here for a longer time, and try to come here with a good agency who's going to really represent you. And once you get the network, once you start meeting new clients and new people, that's the time that maybe moving later on, that's the time you're like, okay, maybe I can do stuff on my own now. I don't have to be, you know. So that would be the advice I would give. Yeah.
It's what you said before. Be with the right people around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not sometimes
because modeling is a little different, right, compared to like business or acting. Exactly. Like I mean, they're all connected somehow, but they're all different. Like, you know, the people that you work with, they're different. The way how you talk to these people are different. Yeah. The payment system is different. Everything is different, right? So there is different approaches for each business. Yeah.
What about when it comes to the business, brother? Like, as a foreigner right now, what business do you think it's good for other foreigners like to invest? Because as you said, like paper-wise, it might not be that easy. There might be some business like even as for, I don't know, probably you have been in the game longer than, I mean, all of us here. Maybe some business we're not allowed to do it, but I think like you, since you have been like in the business, what are like the best business as a foreigner for the long term? I'm not talking like business that you're just gonna invest now and tomorrow the business is gone, like on a long term.
That's a question that he will apply to him.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm here to learn as well. Yeah.
I will be honest with you. I think personally the best business for a foreigner in the long term in the Philippines would be real estate, which I haven't done yet, but that's my next goal. Instead of investing in bars, clubs, restaurants, I think I'm kind of done with that. But once I reach, you know, certain amount of money, or if everything goes well, that's my next goal. It's real estate, because real estate, and it's especially like because you're a foreigner like me, right? So for example, we're not allowed to buy land.
Yes.
But we can buy condos. We can buy, you know. Or unless you can buy land, but then you have to do like under a corporation.
Yeah.
You know, there are ways of doing it, but you know, it's not really the proper way. But I would say real estate would be the best investment, especially because things are now getting a bit more pricey and more expensive as we speak here in the Philippines, especially Manila. Manila is not as cheap as it used to be back in the days, right? And you used to compare with Real or... Now it's getting expensive. You do groceries expensive. The gas is expensive. Everything is... Even the apartments are expensive, right?
True, yeah.
But I think as an investment, that would be for me the most... the smart move, you know, because you can never go wrong with real estate, right? Especially the value of the property
safe.
here is safe. It's a safe investment. Because crypto, you know, it's very volatile. It goes up, it goes down. Like I said, even for the restaurant business, and you know, it's like gambling. You really don't know if it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. But if you have a good team behind you, if you have a good location, good concept, which has to be very updated and new, I think there is a probability that it might happen. But because, especially Manila, it's so competitive, especially for restaurants and bars. It's so many good concepts, new ideas, but sometimes you have this amazing idea, but the place, the location is not that perfect, right? And then sometimes you have a perfect location, but then the team you're working with is not really the best team, like guys trying to, you know, like put you down, hide stuff. So it's a very, you know, that's why it's very important, I think, for business, for you to be in the right team, work with the right people, try to learn as much as you can as well, so people know also they cannot just, like, you know, fool you anytime they want. And yeah, but if I could, and this is what I told you, I think now, if you have the cash and if you have the money and you could really invest, go for real estate. You cannot go wrong with that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. See? Real estate.
I told you this 3 days ago. Am I allowed to say this?
Yes, of course.
Fuck it. I'm going to say it. So it's like, that's what I told him, like, because we have been here for too long, right? So he's already married. So I told him, yo, bro, you know, you are married right now. And you're paying a lot when it comes to the rent. So if you're already married, you can do rent to own.
Yeah.
Instead of you paying 30,000 or 40,000 or somewhere like on the rent, where that's not your place, you
money doesn't go anywhere.
Exactly, where you could do, I mean, work 1 year, save as much as you can, do a down payment because you already save. Like you,
that's correct.
You have your wife, you have, I mean, your daughter on the way. Instead of you just like, oh, rent, and then after 5 years, you are still married, and then that's what I like. I was like telling him.
This advice is good even if you're not married. Paying rent. True. If you have opportunity to buy stuff.
No, I think.
Okay.
You know what a lot of people do also that's like amazing? Is like, let's say you buy an apartment, right? And then you give 20% down payment because that's what you need to give for you to get a loan from the bank, for example, right? And then you pay the interest. But then you give this 20%, you buy an apartment, make it nice, invest a little bit, make it nice. And then you find someone, a tenant, who's going to be living there, and he's actually paying the rent for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's something that a lot of people do which is so smart. So you already have a place which is in your name, and someone else is paying the rent for you. He's the one paying actually your monthly, you know. So this is a way of doing it as well.
And we have a friend. He's changing apartment and he's having a hard time to find, right?
A place to.
That means that the demand is right. It's high.
You know, like it was actually like today before I came here. I was listening to these financial advice and stuff like that, right? So the guy said, "Can I just have this bottle?" So the guy said, "You want to sell things online, right? You don't need to buy 20 bottles of this one for you to sell it. What you do is you buy one." You do a review, and if the person wants to buy it, the person gives you the money, you go to the store, you buy, and then you send it to the person. So you don't need to do like to save all this amount of money for you to open a business. That was like,
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, you get it like
that's what they do. That's what they do in those online shopping places. To think that they have stocks and everything. They don't. Most of the people that work in their apartments is very small. They need it. They order. They will receive that. That's why it takes 1 week to get to your home. And very smart.
And also what they do with, especially products and stuff, like they don't try to sell the product itself, but they try to sell the emotion.
Yeah.
You know, like you see all these like big commercials from Jollibee, McDonald's. You see they have like a storyboard. There's a story. It's so touching. Like sometimes you even cry, and it's just like a commercial for Jollibee. No, but it's true. And you get so touched because there's like they say puso, right? Like,
the heart. Yeah.
There's puso, and that's what people, and especially Filipinos, they love it. You know, like so all like you see this Nike. Everything is like a story. It's always like there is an emotion behind it. It's not just the product, like, you know what I mean? So I think that helps a lot to sell a product, and can be any product. Once there's a story behind, people are like, oh, okay, like, so it's different than saying, oh, this is water, this is plastic. But you can say, you know, this water was created by this guy who used to be this. You know what I mean? Like, then you're like, okay, you're getting my attention now, right? So, interesting.
That's true. I think behind everything that we buy, there's a story behind too.
100%.
Do you get it? There's a story behind. Brother, let me ask you this. What are the pros and cons of being famous and actor in the Philippines?
Well, I would say it's just hard because sometimes, like, I think before used to be worse than today, but before it was more like, even if you're having really a bad day, or if you're going through a struggle, or if you're going through a tough times, and you're just walking the street, and sometimes you see people like asking for a picture, and you know, and I never deny, I never say no, because you know that means my work is working, and that means, you know, people are recognizing my work and stuff. But sometimes it's just hard because sometimes you might be going through a really tough day, and people, they don't care. Like there was this time that was, I think my tita passed away. I used to live in BSA Mansion before. Not anymore. And then I went down to have like a snack. I was just sitting there, and then I remember it was like this old lady, and then it was like a young child, and there was a dog. So they came over. Oh, si Fabio, like, oh po. And I was really upset. I was just there like trying to relax. And of course, oh, can I have a picture? Sure. Oh, sure, no problem. So I took a picture of her, and then I took a picture of the kid, and then they gave me the dog. And then I had to hold the dog, and I'm like, all right. So, oh, the dog. So, I mean, I remember this, like, you know, I visited, it was the other day, but I was like, that was one of those days that I was really down. Like, I was just really like, maybe I shouldn't even have gone down. But the moment I was down, that's it, you're exposed.
You're exposed.
And people, when they see you, and because they like your work, or because, you know, which I also appreciate and I'm grateful for, but then they come, they don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. They will always expect you to be, you know, smiling because they believe you're a nice person, you're a happy guy. Or so you always have to be in that position no matter what. I think that's one of the hardest parts.
You're working
you know,
constantly.
Like, yeah.
You're working constantly.
I think that would be one of the, you know,
the
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I never started showbiz because I wanted to be famous. I just started showbiz because, like I said, everything was just falling into place, and it was so fast. And when I realized I was doing the shows in Tagalog, and I couldn't even speak Tagalog, and then people started to recognize my work, and then I started to learn Tagalog, started to do more shows and stuff. But I never did showbiz because I wanted to be famous. I just really realized how much I fell in love with acting. I was like, damn, this is really my craft, and how I could challenge myself to become better each day just by doing something that I knew I was not good at, but I knew I had to become good at.
You conquer.
Because it was my name in the line, you know what I mean? I don't want to be known as the guy that, oh, that guy, Fabio, he's a nice guy, he's on TV. Nah, but he's just there because he's nice, or because of, no, like before people used to say because he has abs. You know, that really triggered me. I'm like, damn, that's what people think about it. Like, I had to get it back. Not at them, but to myself.
To yourself,
I said, damn, you have to, you
not
know,
just a
start
pretty
learning
face.
more Tagalog faster. You have to do the workshops. You have to, because, you know, I chose that path. I have to be good at, you know, or at least try to. So this is how it happened, you know, like in showbiz and stuff. It's a lot of pressure constantly, every day, especially as a foreigner, for you to still be in the business. People are
After
always
all this
evaluating you and checking you, even if you don't see it, but people are watching you. And you need to be always showing improvement for everything you do, especially acting-wise. Now, like business, of course, there are many different ways of looking at business and stuff, but when it comes to acting, every time I do a guesting, every time I do a show or a movie, it's a challenge, and a lot of people are watching me. Did he get better? Did his Tagalog improve? Is he, like, you know what I mean? So, and you have to be constantly improving yourself.
You're on the spot all the time.
Which is good, but at the same time, like I said, it's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? But I think especially after my last movie, now with the new business that I have, I'm really focusing on the business first. I just want to make sure everything is okay, because then when I get back on track with showbiz and I start shooting a new show, everything is running on its own, and then I can relax. Because a lot of times before I would start a business and then I would get a really nice show that I wouldn't say no. But then because I started the show, the business kind of lost track, and then I didn't focus so much, and all that momentum that I created, it was like
Gone.
And when I tried to get it back, voila, nah. So I was like, damn, that was a good opportunity. So now I'm like, okay, now focus on what I have, try to give as much time, passion, and love for it as much as I can, and then when everything's okay, then I can, now I can do something, then it's easier for me to like take a step, on the side and then focus on something else. But before it was just too much information. I was getting overwhelming, and I believe I could do everything, but I realized I was just a human being. I couldn't. So now I just choose the things that I can really, bring something to the table, give my time, attention, together with my daughters, my wife, and then, let's do this,
Wow,
it's awesome.
Beautiful.
It's awesome.
Brother, let me ask you once again. I like it. I just love the conversation. I love learning from you.
Yeah,
I think like from your experience as well.
It.
But I think people that are watching us that know you, probably they want to know, like, with all the people that you have acting with, there was like somebody like you watch on the TV. Oh my God, I want to act with this person. I want to be in this movie with this person so bad, and finally you did it.
Well, there are two people. One is Jay Cuenca, which is for me one of the best actors here in the Philippines. I was able to do a scene with him in the show for Ironheart, and damn, I enjoyed that guy. That guy was fun. That guy was really good. He brings so much passion to the scene, to the ambient. Like that guy loves his craft so much. And you as an actor, when you look at him, you're like, damn, like, you just absorb so much positive energy from him by doing it, like by acting, by learning. Of course, he's Filipino, but still, like, he's for me one of the best actors in the Philippines, and I super enjoyed working with him. When it comes to girls, there was one person who I actually shot my first TVC commercial here for Enervon. Her name is Isa Calçado. She's a very good friend of mine, and for me, one of the best actresses in the Philippines as well. But we never got the chance to do a series together or a movie or anything. And I would love to shoot it for her, first because she's my friend, but second because she's just really, really good actress as well. But I think, for the guy and for the girl, those would be the people I would love to. One I already work with, and I'm so happy to have worked with him. And then Isa Calçado would be the girl that I would love to work with. Yeah, but my idol before here was Wang Od. You know Wang Od?
Yeah,
the tattoo artist?
Yeah.
So I live in her house in Sagada, in Kalinga, for 4 days back in 2011 for me to be allowed to get a tattoo from her.
Why?
So that was one of the best experiences of my life here in the Philippines. Living with her. I had to go hunting with the guys, playing with the kids. I had to
you want to experience the life there.
So there was a show called Visita, which means visitor in English. So they brought me there to do the show, but then they explained it to me. Okay, you're gonna have to live with her for you to be granted the right to be tattooed by her. Because now, of course, if you go and you pay, it's But during that time, it wasn't that simple. There was you have to. It's a tribe, right? You have to really go, and then you get to know the people, and then they see if you're nice, if you're So it was nice because we were shooting a show, and at the same time, I was like, where am I? Like I was in the middle of nowhere. 12 hours by car going there, 2 hours by jeepney, another 1 hour and a half. You have to go walking, climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
It was one of the craziest experiences of my life being there, and it was just so amazing to meet her personally. My tattoo, like I have here, in Tagalog means mata, which is eyes, meaning you can see your enemies closer. And when I did this, took me like an hour. You guys can check on YouTube also. Just put my name there and visit. You can see her doing the tattoo. It's quite nice. And then it got infected. Oh my God. Ooh. And then I had another 3 days coming back here, and that thing got infected. And I was like, damn, because there's no oil or anesthesia, right? It's just coconut oil. That's it.
Yes.
And everything is like, it's just manual.
It's painful?
Oh, it's painful. It's so painful. Yeah, it's so painful. It's really, really painful. I have other tattoos, but I just did using the normal machine. This one is and even the ink is like charcoal. You know, that's what
very
that's what she
painful.
used. You know, like everything is like
Natural.
from nature.
From
Yeah.
nature,
So, but it was one of the best experience of my life here as a father. Like,
My
you
God,
know,
everything you do is like there's a lot of production. Even people go there, they pay and they do the tattoos. You have all the things. You emerge. You have a show doing
that.
We
Yeah.
had
on
back in
your
the days,
tattoo.
back in the days,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
But it was
that's
it was nice because now she can't really see anymore.
Yeah.
She became so old. I think even her, she doesn't know her real age, right? Because she never had an ID or anything. But I think they say she's 105 years old. If I'm not
107, I
mistaken.
think.
107. So now who's doing it is her niece.
Yes.
Which she's been teaching for the past few years for her to become the new Wang Odd because she can't really see anymore. But she became like a Filipino icon. You know, she's being like all National Geographic, all those kind of
Yeah.
shows and stuff.
How about internationally? Who do you, as an actor, who do you mirror yourself? Who do you think that you enjoy singing? Because for me, as a musician, for example, I have my musicians that I love to see, regardless of what they're doing.
What's his name? The guy from John Wick.
The guy from John Wick. Tenes, I know you know him.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Ah.
I think that guy for me is it's my inspiration as an actor. Not just because he's a good actor, but because I see how he is as a person. You know, the guy is so simple. You know, taking the MRT, going to work in New York. He doesn't care. He just stop on
He's
the
just
side.
there.
He has a coffee. People come. He's just hanging out. Like I look up to him. Like when it comes to those things. Plus, he's a good actor. You know, like he helps the people when he works with the people. He helps everyone. He tries to be like he just tries to help as much as he can. Like the people.
Because he has been through so much, right? You know his
Oh
history,
yeah, because of his sister. Yeah, I know his story and stuff. So I think that's the guy that I kind of look up to, when it comes to acting. Like just not just because of his skills, but also how he is as a person. He's a nice guy. It would be nice to just sit next to him and have a cup of coffee and say, "Hey, bro, how are you?" Like right? Like
even when someone hit his bike, one day a girl hit his bike, he said, "That's cool. Don't worry." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he thought
So
the girl
simple.
didn't even go down the car because she was scared of him.
So
He said,
simple,
"Don't
so
worry,
humble.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay." It was awesome. Yeah, that's a good model.
Ah, beautiful. And brother, do you think you moving to the Philippines have changed you as a person?
Well, when I moved here, I was quite young. Like that was like almost 15 years ago, right? I think it definitely changed me. It made me more mature. It made me more persistent, more hardworking,
Focused.
and I think more focused. And it all changed more when you start having kids. When you have kids like that, the pressure it's much high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially when you have 3 kids. Before I was like, it's okay, I can do it tomorrow. No, now there's no tomorrow. Like if I can get things done today, whatever I can do today, I do it today. Like because tomorrow is another day, you can do more stuff, right? Like that's how I think. It's just so, like I said, it's just so many opportunities, But you have to really do it the nice way or the proper way. Otherwise, either you're gonna miss it or you're gonna do it in a way that's not gonna be good and it's gonna be bad, and It's just by having kids, especially you now, it's gonna be your turn soon. You're gonna see it changes you so much, but I think for the better.
For the better. Yeah.
It really because all your priorities change, the way how you look at things change, the way the people who you spend time with change. It's just like it becomes like a bubble. Like before it's always like Now it's more like you're smarter. Like you become more like okay what is my time worth for? Like, what is the people I hang out with? What is the places I go, or even the business, or your family should always be your priority. You're gonna put your kids in front of anything. You die for them, right? Like I take a bullet for any of my kids here, anytime. That's how it is, And I never knew that until I had kids. And you only know when you're really there in that position, because if not, like even if people say like the moment when you see like you hold your own kid, even if you have a niece or a nephew,
it's not the same.
It's not the same when you hold your own baby and you're like,
damn,
the emotion, the heart, and the blood flow, like your brain, like it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And that's something that every day before I leave my house and I look at them, and that's my inspiration to keep going, work hard, and do your thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Don't make me emotional again.
But it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Because I think, as you said, like, I don't know, I'm not into that position yet, but I hope I can be in that position anytime soon. But I think
Maybe you are, but you don't know.
yeah. No, I'm not.
I just teasing you.
Yeah. I wish. I wish. Because it's like before my mom, she passed away. She was like, "When are you? When are you gonna give me a grandson, right?
Yeah.
Or grandkids, whatever.
Granddaughter, yeah.
Or granddaughter, whatever." Yeah. I was like, because I'm gonna say my age here. The people they're gonna like, you old because I'm the firstborn. And they're like, I'm like. Next year, and I'm just like, yeah. She was
Mama yat.
Sandali lang po.
I wish I had like maybe before, but anyways, yeah. So.
Ah man, I have many things to ask, but basically, you said that here when you first came here, you felt like you were in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And then last time you went to Brazil, you said you didn't feel like you're in Brazil anymore.
I think it's like the reverse culture shock.
Yeah.
Is that
Exactly, reverse culture shock. What do you appreciate the most here in the Philippines that say here is my house now? Because we have this, right?
Yeah.
We have this. We weigh things. Okay,
Yeah.
This is how it's done, and we have a strong culture also. So, what do you weigh here in the Philippines aside from things that are happen, but culturally, what makes you
feel like home?
Feel like home, exactly. Because we do have a very strong culture, and we were mentioned before. Sometimes I miss the way we do things back in Brazil, especially when it comes to food. But what do you, aside from the things that you the thing that you have going on, what makes you stay here in the Philippines?
Well, when I came to the Philippines, I really, really fell in love with its culture, with its landscape, and the food and the weather. I was like, I can see myself living here. But the reason why I think what really made me fall in love more and more with the Philippines was really the people. Like, their warm welcoming, being so hospitable,
That's the answer for all.
the way how they welcome me with open arms and made me feel one of them, you know? I never felt like that in China. I never felt like that in Japan. Even if I was in Japan for 2 years and I'm half Japanese, I never felt that. Never felt that in Thailand. Never felt that anywhere else but in the Philippines. Here, for some reason, they made me feel I belong here. They made me feel, hey, this is your home anytime. They made me feel like I'm loved here. They made me feel like I can have a career here. I can build a life here. It was just like, it's an energy. You know, energy is energy.
Yes.
You can't speak, but you can feel it.
Feel it, yes.
And when you feel energy in places and in people, so the energy was just, it was just so positive. It was just so like, this is the place to be. I feel at home. I just feel at home. I just feel like I'm in Brazil, even though I'm not in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Every day I wake up, I'm happy. And it's just because of famous, or it's just because I'm just happy as a human being. Philippines makes me happy. I want to be in a place that I want to feel happy. Because sometimes I used to live not speaking anything bad, but I used to live in China before, in places like in Guangzhou, Shenzhen. I was making good money, making catalog, shooting 8 hours a day, but I wasn't happy. It was just all about the money.
You're not home.
It was just about like trying to, every day I just want to go to work, come back, sleep, and then go to work again. But I wasn't happy. Do you understand?
Yes.
And then the more I was traveling, the more I could say, okay, now I can choose. I've been to all these countries. I've lived there for 3 months in each country. Now, where do I want to go back? Where are the places that I made good money and I felt good? So I would go back to Thailand, I would go back to Singapore, I would go back to Hong Kong. When I say China, it's like mainland, like Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Xiamen, because I live in all those places as well. So where would I go back now? It made me feel happy. And Philippines was always like, I want to go back to Philippines, I want to go back to Philippines, I want to go back to Philippines.
I know this
I had to come here 3 times before I realized, wait, why not just live in the Philippines?
Exactly.
This is where I feel at home. Why not? Why keep on traveling? Like, try your life here. That's why I told you, the timing was just so perfect, because when I was having that feeling, then I started shooting for Comedy
The
Bar.
opportunity came.
So it was sakto, perfect yung timing. Like, it was just like, it was really meant to be, I guess, you know?
This is what people keep asking us, the Filipinos. They come to me and say, oh, you lived before, because I used to live in Dubai, I live in Qatar, and you have opportunities outside the Philippines. Why did you choose Philippines? That's why.
Yeah.
They sometimes Filipinos, they fail to understand how
hospitable, unique, yeah.
Their country
they're
is.
Awesome people.
They're awesome. So that's why. See, guys, if you ask us, why did you guys?
No. Whenever if they ask you, just say, okay, we have a podcast and blog podcast.
Exactly.
Go watch this episode.
That's true, because that's the answer for everybody that we ask this, the very same question. That's the very same answer.
But it's true, and you only know it if you live here, if you've lived here, or if you've been here for a couple of times. Like, nothing compared. The hospitality, the warm welcoming, the way how they treat us, regardless who you are. They're just very like genuine, kind, and you're just like like beautiful people, you know what I mean? So it's nice. That helps a lot for you when you're like, okay, where should I go? Where should I stay? That's what happens with a lot of people. They come here, just, I'm gonna be here for 3 months. They've been here for 10 years, 15, like, right? I think we can connect on that. Yeah.
I first came here from a project from my company for 6 months only.
Yeah.
I
I came back, resigned, and came back to the Philippines. Yeah. Because exactly like
it made you happy. You found your place here.
Yes, exactly.
You found your heart here.
Yeah.
And now you know. And now you don't want to leave us.
No.
Now you're building a family.
Nice. No, beautiful. Yeah. And brother, is there anything that we didn't ask you?
Yeah.
I think we talk quite a lot about so many different things. Thank you so much for the questions and for allowing me to share also a little bit of my life,
so much, brother.
My career, my family. I appreciate you guys. Whatever I can do to support you guys as well. It's my pleasure. And I had a really good time here with you guys. Thank you for allowing me to, sometimes you can see I love talking, right?
It's good, actually. We're like, no.
Yeah, but I'm what you see is what you get. I just put it out from my chest, and it feels good. It feels good.
That's what I like.
The reason why we do is because we want to inspire other people. We want to help other people, and
and we want to talk about.
We're not better than anyone. We're just trying to help each other. That's how I see it. So. Thank you so much for having me. I hope to see you guys again on May 18.
Yes, brother. For sure,
on the Sphereland Music Festival.
We're gonna be there, brother.
It's gonna be fun. If you guys, and I promise you, if you sleep, you're dead, man. I'm gonna put so much until gin in your mouth. You're gonna wake up.
What's going on here? What's going? Yeah, brother, once again, thank you so much. It's a privilege. To hear you here, to learn from you as well.
Thank you.
Because I know you. I've been following you on Instagram for long, and just as a foreigner, I won't say new, but it's like trying to get into this kind of life, which is like social media, but you that have been doing this for so long, sharing this with us and to other people, other foreigners that are coming to the Philippines as well, learning from you that have been into this industry for more than 10 years or 15 years. So we just want to say, bro, thank you so much. I know how busy is your schedule. Thank you so much for making some time for us. And here, guys, if you're a content creator looking for a studio, we are located in OneDrive Park here in BGC, or Manila.knxn on Instagram, whatever studio, like podcasts, photo shoot that you need, high level, reach out to us or reach out to 10S. And if you're watching this short here, we have a full video on YouTube. Please, link on the bio, go and watch, and don't forget to share the video with the whole barangay. And brother, before we go, any message to the Filipinos watching us?
In Tagalog?
And if it's in Tagalog, much better.
Okay. So how do you call the name of the podcast?
Unblocked Podcast.
Unblocked. Okay.
Yeah, Unblocked Podcast.
Hello mga kaibigan, kamusta na po kayo dyan? Fabio here. Please manood po kayo ng Unblocked Podcast dito mismo sa studio. Sigurado ako mag-enjoy kayo dito sa show. Sobrang nakakatuwa. And of course, with these two guys here, you guys gonna have a great time, great fun. So please manood po kayo ng show namin dito sa studio and enjoy, okay? And for everyone, again, if you guys can come and join us sa Music Festival sa Sphereland sa May 18 dun sa Palacio de Manila. Sobrang masaya talaga, and sana mag-enjoy kayo, especially mga DJs namin. Sobrang nakakatuwa, okay? So ingat po kayo. Thank you for having me, and God bless.
Thank you so much, guys. You just have watched the #1 podcast in the Philippines. We gone. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Nice. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you.